The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. Tuesday morning, 60 minutes to go until the start of trading. And we got markets in negative action to kick things off. S&P's right now negative by 13 points, trading at 36.77, catching a little bit of a bid, you could say, over the last hour and a half, making lows of 36.65 at about 7 a.m. Eastern time. That's down from 37.05 Sunday night, and that's down from an intraday high yesterday of about 36.95. NASDAQ negative by 39 points, 12,556. The Dow off 80 at 29,978. You see the pop we got since about 7 a.m. as well in the Dow. You're talking about 100 points there. Russell off 7 points at 1884 this morning. We got to jump to Bitcoin. 18,995, pretty calm action, all things considered. You got to back it up to last Tuesday when you really got that drop off of about $2,000. The volatility since then, about a week, we've had a range of about 18,800 to a high of about 19.6 to 19.8. Crude off 30 cents this morning at 45.47. Natural gas up a penny at 2.41. Jumping to gold, continuing to catch a bid for gold. Gold contract up $4 at 18.70, made it to 18.76. Overnight, you back things up on gold. That's off of a low that we made of gold on November 30th. You're talking about a low of 17.67. So gold now more than $100 above that low. You got to back it all the way up to November 9th when we got that vaccine news that began from 1960 and really from about 1900, and then the acceleration on November 23rd. That's we're looking at dailies, and 4 out of the 5 days you traded from a high of 1875 down to that 1767 low. We've made it all back now to 1871. Silver off 7 cents. That's your daily. Jumping into the short 15-minute time frame. Silver traded higher yesterday, 24.72, and we'll jump over to the VIX this morning. Volatility index currently trading 21.69. Sunday night, interesting. The high is 22.62. Now remember, folks, the S&P's had its high, right, on Sunday night, but this is about 4 in the morning. This doesn't have a print at about 6 o'clock. Nonetheless, 21 seems to be where that VIX is comfortable this morning. Okay, jumping around to what else we have going on in the markets. And we'll start off with some of the headlines, as we have stimulus on the forefront yet again, and McConnell refusing to endorse the bipartisan deal that we were waiting for details for yesterday. I believe that number's about $908 billion right now. But nonetheless, you have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell continuing to tout his own plan. The battle is on in Congress for what gets done, if it gets done. The vaccination process has begun in the UK. You have a 90-year-old woman. Where is she from? Coventry, I believe, right? That's what I keep seeing here. Margaret Keenan, 90, that first vaccine in the UK. We also have news coming out about the Pfizer vaccine for the FDA. So the FDA saying Pfizer COVID vaccine data did not raise any safety concerns in line with guidance for emergency use. Some of the analysis I was looking at this morning, just talking about that they come out AirPods Max over the ear. We'll get into that. $549. Keep me away from those. The vaccination process, the numbers they're talking about are an average of 95% effective. Just super strong numbers. And they even say in there that's actually an average, they're thinking. And some of the most vulnerable, it may actually work even better somehow, maybe up to even 97%. So that beginning today, pretty remarkable. It will go down in history, folks. December 8th, the vaccination begins. It's going to be a worldwide effort, and you're going to see it roll out in the U.S. over the next few months, as well as across the entire world. All right, let's jump to it, because why not? You got to have fun with some Apple. So Apple just announcing that they're going to have AirPods Max over-ear headphones for $549. That is quite a price tag. I'll tell you, folks, I actually bought for myself a little holiday gift, some AirPods Pro Max. I got them right here. Why not? This is like one of the first AirPod Pros, just AirPods. Listen to me, I'm already in the pro mode. First AirPods that came out, the batteries are a little rough, but I have gotten a tremendous amount of use out of these. And $549, folks, my goodness, you're talking about entire paychecks for over-the-ear, but those over-the-ear headphones, I actually don't prefer them. I'd rather the little buds. Got some done. The one thing I was going to reference is that Apple, notoriously very stingy on the sales. They had a $25 off gift card you would get if you spent $250 on their AirPod Max Pros, or AirPod Pros maybe. And so I did that, and then I came to find out they had them cheaper at Target. I said, what's Apple doing to me, man? They're having sales on their own website that aren't even the best sale of the day going on. Left me feeling a little sour. I was surprised. But nonetheless, they have free engraving as well, which is probably their hook on Apple that they're talking about. We'll jump over to Apple shares. The market, they're liking whatever Apple's talking about. I bet they are, because those AirPods, folks, the amount of business that they do, the amount of profit that they churn is remarkable. While add in there a $500 plus pair of headphones, I can only imagine the margins that they're going to pull on that product. Okay, we got to jump to Tesla, folks. Check out the action overnight. $669, quite a price tag. Then the news comes out. How about it? You got it. They're doing a $5 billion offering yet again. They're going to the markets. They're raising capital. They're issuing shares. They're just going to be selling them into the market. Tesla trades from $665 down to actually $615. Currently trading at $627. That's down about $13. You're only talking about 2%. Where are you trading at? You're just back to trading at where we were at 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. Meanwhile, Tesla just said that they're taking $5 billion from shareholders. The stock just doesn't make sense, folks, but be careful. When it doesn't make sense, doesn't mean it can't go on forever. We'll jump over to the headline, $5 billion in a third share sale this year. So what you should wrap your head around, when I try and digest and understand what's going on with Tesla, it's up 670% this year. Elon is closing in on being the richest man in the world at this valuation. You look where Tesla started the year, folks. Now, this is post-split. Remember, they split 5-for-1. So if Tesla had not split, you'd be trading at $3,100 right now. I'm not sure you'd be trading at $3,100 if you hadn't split. Well, then all you're talking about is like manufactured demand. But guess what? The stock's had a lot of manufactured demand since it's been in inception. You start the year, folks, at 85. You were trading as recently back as August at 45. So that's 15 times your money in August. And that's why I believe Elon has 170 million shares. And the price is going from 44 to 644. So he's made $600 on his 170 million shares. Remarkable run. But also consider he's raising money at this valuation at the expense. He's basically giving away shares of his company, $5 billion worth of them, for cash. Well, you have to understand that Elon wouldn't be doing that if he didn't think that maybe things are getting a little bit out of whack. It's a great time to raise money because they could always just go to the bond market. This company is so strong right now. Yields are so low. You could just go and borrow money if you didn't feel like you wanted to give away your shares for $641 a pop. Well, this is the third time this year that Elon Musk says, we don't want to borrow money. Let's just give away shares at this valuation. And we'll take the cash people give us and put it in the bank. Tesla, though, you're down barely $10 on that news. Stay tuned, folks. We had a lot coming up after the break.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We have the S&P's minus 14 points right now, the NASDAQ minus 29, the Dow minus 95. If you see a real divergence today in terms of the stimulus, they're caught on some key issues that have been nagging them since the very beginning of these talks. You're talking about whether it's state aid, whether you're talking about business liability. It's the core of the disagreements that have always been out there that seem to be still out there. So be aware of this market because, man, things might get a little dicey if we're sitting at 36.77 in these S&Ps, folks. Putting this on a daily for some context of where we are. You start out the year in 2020 at a price tag of about 32.36. You were up 450 S&P points for the calendar year with 20 days to go. Things might get a little dicey if there's a little bit of a run because we got some time to go until these vaccines start really allowing the economy to get back to anything resembling normal. We're talking about 3-6 months. The middle of January might be a tough one, folks, as cases are spiking. Everyone is inside in the colder parts of the country. And now we're really seeing some tough aspects of the stimulus, which is why I bring it up. And the market maybe being a little bit worried because I believe it's floated up above these all-time highs on the expectation that at some point in the near future, as these markets have risen, that there would be that either just, focused stimulus plan of some sort, but seems to be some real disagreements still out there as we await that news. Okay, jumping around to what else we have going on. I found a cool article out here from Bloomberg talking about water. Who wants to start trading water futures? As water, the commodity of the future. Remarkable, but it makes sense, folks. This is where we are going. Water joining gold, oil, and other commodities traded on Wall Street, highlighting the worries that the life-sustaining natural resource may become scarce across more of the world. So you got farmers, hedge funds, municipalities alike. You can hedge against, bet on future water availability in California, the biggest U.S. agricultural market, world's 5th largest economy. That would be California. CME Group. This is CME, straight out, January 2021 contract linked to California's $1.1 billion spot water market, last traded Monday at 496 index points, and that's equal to 496 per acre foot. Contracts, first of their kind in the U.S. They were announced in September, As heat and wildfires ravaged the U.S. and California was emerging from an 8-year drought, they're meant to serve both as a hedge, such as almond farmers, electric utilities against water price fluctuations, as well as a scarcity gauge for investors worldwide. Be interesting to see how water futures begin to trade on the CME. Talking about a change of trends, Goldman in Florida, Hewlett in Houston. Who is next? Interesting Bloomberg opinion article out there just talking about. So Goldman, they're moving their operations to Florida. I guess Hewlett, they're setting up shop in Houston. One of the things that Goldman talked about is there was a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear across the entire economic spectrum, folks, that if you allowed people to work from home, or if some of these big companies, they said, man, how can we move out of New York City? We're not going to be able to compete. We're not going to be able to compete at the same level if we're not in these huge hubs. The same thing that some of the tech companies, they said, listen, I know we have the technology to allow people from work from home, but we're not going to be able to get the same efficiency, productivity from our workers. We can't do it at the scale that people want to do it at. When you're forced to do it, you actually make the analysis. There's been winners, there's been losers. There's been some CEOs that say efficiencies are lost. Reed Hastings, Netflix comes to mind. He wants people back in the office, says there's nothing like it. He has his points, but a lot of companies, they're able to facilitate work in a remote fashion. If you have the right type of management, it's a different type of management, but you're seeing it happening. You're saving costs. That's the big deal, saving costs. So Goldman, New York, Hewlett to Houston, and you may see some of these companies, because I think what the big part of it is that there's less risk. I mean, the risk to a CEO of making such a drastic change, even in the tech sector or even in the finance sector in New York. I mean, if Goldman ever a year ago in December of 2019 said, guess what, we're just going to move out of New York and we're going to set up shop in Florida because the taxes help us, quality of life is better, and the cost of living is lower, the market would say, man, what are you doing? How are you going to compete? But that's the new world we live in. Okay, what else we got going on here? Robinhood. They're losing out thousands of traders to a China-owned rival. Did not realize this. Webull. They offer free trades, picked up users after outages at Robinhood this year. Found it interesting because the crashes Robinhood has had, earlier this year. Yesterday, it was Robinhood and Interactive Brokers. So you got a China competitor out there. Nonetheless, this year, really, some of the greatest opportunities out there have been days when the market was just going bonkers early in March, April, May. For the longest time, we were getting moves of 7-10% in a day, and these brokerages would just shut down. I've experimented with Robinhood myself. I wanted to see what it was about. I do a financial talk show, put some cash in there, made some trades, had some problems during that time, and it was not a big deal. Like I said, I just put some small amount of money to see what it was about. And I was not really a fan. You can tell that it's not a professional trading platform, folks. And, Thinkorswim's a sponsor. I love them, though. If it came afterwards, and of course I'm biased, it comes with it that they are a sponsor, but the platforms aren't even discernible in terms of the differences between the two. Interactive Brokers is a strong company too, and they go down yesterday. So you really got to have two brokerages or two accounts if you're trading any type of big money when we see these types of issues that are persisting with any type of these brokerages on a technology sector. I have an iWatch. Robinhood has an iWatch app. They can tie in. They're at the forefront of technology. There's no reason why continually this happens, that investors are harmed by these brokerages just not being able to handle business when they need to for their traders. So we'll see if that plays out. Yeah, this was an interesting one here, talking about just the oil trading business. If you don't think bribes are going on, folks, in that commodity business across the globe, it's a big one for sure. Okay, jumping around to some of the stocks with actions. We still have earnings going on. Stitch Fix is out with their numbers. 9 cents a share compared to the market looking for 20-cent loss. The online clothing style company, better than expected revenue, record sequential quarterly client additions. So it looks like they're going in the right direction. SFIX, and we're going to see them. You ready for this one, folks? Now, I was talking about this company yesterday, and I was saying, if you're not crushing it right now when everyone's at home, ordering everything online, you can order great suits, everything. They're dealing with the woes of online business and people not working, but they should be doing pretty well, and they were barely above their pre-COVID levels. Well, that's going to change because they're going to open at about 50 this morning, folks, up from 35. There's your acceleration on their numbers. How about that? 49.35 from 36. You're talking about a $13 pop. what is that, 30%, 35% on their numbers? Craziness. We talked about Tesla. AutoZone out with their numbers as well. Strong company. $18.61 a share. The market was looking for $17.77. Revenue was in line. Same store sales, how about 12.3% above the 10.9 jump that analysts were looking for? AutoZone, is that AutoZone? Yes, it is their symbol. And no real huge reaction so far. Down a bit, actually, to 1132 on their numbers. Man, what have you done for me lately? Some of these companies, but for some context, yeah, I mean, we're back there. They grow at 12.3%, folks, and we're trading basically flat to lower at 1128 on AutoZone. Checking back to Tesla shares on their offering, and as they're talking about in the den, I mean, it's a great point. $5 billion on a $600 billion market cap is all they're giving out, and the market says, we're cool with that. We'll be right back, folks.
Back in the day, I joined the Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get the competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We get the markets just hanging out pretty much where they've been, maybe ticking down slightly. We're trading at 36.75, off about 15 points in the S&Ps. Other articles out there I was reading. So you have Uber selling their autonomous driving vehicle unit to Aurora, $400 million. They will also invest, and let's see, they're going to get for that a stake in that company. Where were we? So the company is going to be valued at $10 billion. This unit had been There we go. Uber alone will hold a 26% stake. So they're selling off this unit. They're investing in the company. The startup's valued at $10 billion in the transaction. They'll have a 26% stake, but just a little costly to be pushing money into that as a long-term play when you got the cost and business not quite what Uber was talking about in terms of dealing with COVID. Folks, come on over to the front page at TFNN.com. Larry Pesavento, he's coming up next. Tomorrow, though, he's got a live trading webinar, 5 hours from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Eastern time. You get with that a month of his newsletter, Fibonacci 24/7. That's a $97 value. The whole class is $295. 5 hours should be a good turnout. We got a bunch of people who are going to be in there from prior classes this year, attendees, along with people signing up for this class. That starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Check it out. And the way to do it, get your Tiger Dollars and sign up, folks. Tiger Dollar sale, holiday sale, running for less than 2 weeks, runs through next Sunday. You can get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. The way it works is there's 3 levels. You either buy 500, get 600, so you get $100 extra on your purchase. You can buy 100 Tiger Dollars and you end up getting 1,300, so a $300 bonus. Or you spend 1,500, you get a $600 Tiger Dollar bonus up to 2,100. If you're currently subscribed to any newsletters, whether you're on a monthly plan, you apply your Tiger Dollars every month. They just get deducted automatically, so you have to do nothing. Current subscribers, encourage you to check it out. New subscribers, this deal only happens maybe once or twice a year, so you could get the Tiger Dollars, sign up for Larry's course, check out the Taz Profile Scanner as well. We got a special going there, and Tiger Dollars never expire, folks. You can transfer them. We have some people transferring them right now, so other people can attend Larry's class tomorrow. Check it out on the front page and stay tuned. Larry Pesvento's coming out next. Be right back, folks.